Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 25 of Thaumcraft 5. In the last episode we got ourselves the Thaumstatic harness, woo! I jump for joy, but we're already jumping via the power of flight. Let's go ahead and deactivate that guy. Very cool. Really awesome as well, because I now have the Thaumstatic girdle here as well. I kind of worded this badly. So the thermostatic girdle does one of two things. First of all, it makes you fly a little bit faster with the thermostatic harness, but it also increases the amount of full damage that you can take, right? So, like, we didn't take any damage whatsoever from falling from that high when we probably would have with the Boots of the Traveller. You can definitely go up a lot higher than you would be able to normally, and even then we didn't take any damage whatsoever, so it's pretty awesome having that on there as well. Creeper holes. Yes, there have been a couple of creeper incidents in the base today. Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and head inside before crazy things happen, because today's going to mostly be a researching episode. We now have the thermostatic harness, but to use it, it requires ire and Ingis as well, if I recall, from the actual aura. If I read this, where does it say? These powered by Vstraws. Ire, yeah, there it is, right there. Ire and Ingis is what you need. We don't have a way of mediating the way that our aura works in our world at the moment, so I figured for today's episode we'd focus a little bit more on this area of the Thaumonomicon. Man, my brain. Because there's a couple of different things here that I'm having a look at. Node stabilizers, master node tapping. There's a couple of cool things over here that look like they're new as well. To get started with this though, we need to actually get advanced aura node tapping first. Gonna need our scribing tools and paper for that. So let's get the paper out and the scribing tools, and off we go. Get that research note kind of pink, so that's probably Aurum. If I had to guess, there it is, along with Penromutatio, Motus, and Potentia. Alright, so we're already using Potentia here, so this one's definitely going to have to be Ire to start us off. We could do something like Periditio right there, connect via Warquos. That's probably going to be the best way to do that. So let's get started with that, get some Periditio and Warquos down. Boom, done. Alright, up next, we've got some Ingis right here, or Ordo. Well, we're already using Ire right there, but I think what I'll actually do for that guy is a bit of Bestia, probably be our best plan. So let's get some Life and Motus down. In case you don't know, that's the recipe for Bestia. Get some Bestia in there, and then we'll be able to connect across here with Life. So get some Aqua and Terra down, and then we'll be able to do something like, yeah, we'll be able to put Terra right there. And then we can connect Ire and Terra via Vitreus. And then we've got this dude over here. We can put Ordo down. And finally do some Ordo and Metallum. Or Terra to get Metallum. And there you go. So that was a fairly simple one. Probably optimal, actually, in terms of aspect usage. Very cool. That's a nice pink bow around that discovery. Let's go ahead and pick up Advanced Aura Node Tapping. Oh man, so that's got the Aura Preserver, keeping it safe, as well as Master Node Tapping. Yeah, we'll move on to those guys next, but let's first of all read about this. Usually, the process of drawing Vis from the aura with a wand is quite slow, but not anymore, thanks to Azanor Industries. What? You've discovered a more efficient way of tapping into the aura, doubling the normal draw rate. In addition, you no longer need to hold the wand in your hand to do this. Merely having it on your hotbar is enough, or sufficient rather. And that's one of the things about it. I said a couple of episodes ago, quite early on in the series, how having to hold it is kind of pesky and annoying. But the thing is that as I just said, the aura, we don't have a way of managing our aura at the moment. You can see the Ire is almost drained in this chunk, actually, and we've got a little bit of Wheatium kind of chilling there as well. So things aren't too great. So I definitely don't want to keep this on my hotbar, at least for the moment, until we have a way of managing our aura a little bit more. Typically what I do is I actually go into the Nether to fill my wand up with Vis instead of drawing it from here in the overworld, but that doesn't seem to have too much effect when it comes to Ire, because I'm using it all to fly around and make awesome intros for YouTube. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to discover here. What shall we do next? Aura Preserver. I think Aura Preserver. I definitely want to preserve my aura, so let's go ahead and pick up that research note. That's another Aurum right there, by the looks of it. This looks almost exactly the same. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and get these down again. Let's go ahead and try this all out. So we've got this over here, that's going to be Terra right there this time. Oh, we've got Spiritus right there, which does connect to life! So it's pretty much the exact same infusion there, Azanor, or research minigame rather. So let's get some... what the heck? It's like I'm reliving my life. Reliving my life. No, I don't... I need... Oh, I didn't mean to get that. I mean death, didn't I? Whoops. Kind of talking about doing that, and then I actually ended up doing it unnecessarily. Let's get the life down as well. Then we can go to Terra. Man, it is exactly the same, except for Spiritus. Oh my gosh. And get the Vitrayus and try and give some interesting commentary over something I've already done. There we go. Alright, so that's this go. The flavor text is keeping it safe as well. What was the flavor text on this other one here? Taking it all. And then keeping it safe. Okay, so what does this say? You're now able to instinctively stop wands and other carry devices from draining base if the local aura drops too low. This should help prevent the build-up of flux that no doubt has happened in your world by now. Cheeky. This applies only to tools and devices that you wear or carry. Right, so this is definitely what we need here. This is just kind of what I was talking about. We need a way of mitigating it. So that's kind of one little mini way of doing it. I think we want to take a little bit more of a forceful approach, which is why we're just going to keep trucking on and try and head over into this direction. So let's get master node tapping. Get that research note. Don't tell it's Aurum again. No. No. Okay, it's slightly different because we have this gap right here, but... What? Come on! Alright, so we're gonna have to do something slightly different over here, but I think we will still end up going per detail, honestly. We could probably do something like, Tenebrae would probably be the best bet there, but let's work on these other areas first, and guess what? We're doing it again, so... Oh my gosh. I had trouble making up commentary for the second one, Azanor. Now I have to do it a third time, and I probably have to do even a fourth time, what the heck. So let's go Terra, okay. Ordo Metalum. Righto, that's that area sorted out. Now let's kind of mix it up a little. Oh, okay, yeah, we can't... Oh, okay. No, we should actually still be able to go Vitrayus right there. I've just thought of something. If we can go Vitrayus, instead of going through Aya, we could actually do something like Aqua over by there, and then connect the Mortuus, whichever Latin pronunciation it is, I'm not too sure. All your visa belong to us. That's an internet reference, because that's what we are. So, getting this appears to have unlocked. Basic aura manipulation, let the magic flow, let it go, let it go. Sorry. You have added further refinements to the methods you use to tap the aura. You're now able to draw the vase 3 times faster than normal, so okay, cool. So just going straight from doubling to tripling the rate at which we can throw it into the wand. Definitely going to speed up that old AFKing thing a little bit there, so... let's just keep rolling here. Let's go into basic aura manipulation, letting it flow, letting it go, and referencing... No, it's Aurum again. No, no! Okay. I was slightly worried it was going to be the exact same thing again. Okay, it's not, so that's a big plus right there. We've got Potentia right there. I think I actually want to go with Potentia to start this one off, just because it's a little bit larger. We kind of need to be a little bit more tricksy. So we've got, okay, we've got Periditio right there. Okay, this could get a little tricksy. I think we'll have to go Ordo down here maybe to use Periditio up here, because I'd like to use Spiritus to kind of get around up there maybe. A weak tooth or something. Yeah, this one's actually a little tricky. Kind of surprised. I think... I'm just trying to think here, so we could go... There's actually a couple of things that we could do there. Actually, we could go Instrumentum would be fairly good, but that's actually quite heavy on the aspect use right there. Something that you've got to consider as well. Like, I think we'll go Periditio right there, so we will have to go Spiritus right there. So let's get Spiritus in. So get some laughing and death. Life and death, both are made of water. Oh yeah. What the heck? So that's there, and then aqua. Yeah, I think I've kind of balked it up a little bit. Okay, let's get that back. I think I want to use Periditio over here. I think would be better. Somehow. I think I can go Ignis, and then I could probably go something like Wakwas, Nebre, Lugs to connect those together. Aqua over here is going to be kind of crazy. We might have to cheat on this one. We might have to cheat. So we'll get some Ordo down there. We could actually go Fabrico, but Fabrico takes Instrumentum, and Instrumentum is expensive enough. Let's see. How are we going to get across there? We're going to have to go Weak Tools, probably, because the only other thing that connects to it is Mortal Tools, and we can't use it because it's way over there. So we've got that. Yeah, I think we'll go Terra right here. And then I can probably do something like Luke's right there, and then go over to Ire. And I can use that Luke's to go over to Periditio as well. Yeah, so let's go Ire right there. Oh, then we can, yeah, okay, that works. And we can go, let's see, like that, to get some Mitreus down. Very cool, that's that down and dusted. Let's go for Tenebrae. Now, Tenebrae is Wakwas and Luke's. So let's get some of those, like that. Throw those down and get Tenebrae, so I can throw that there. Oh, hello, Zombie Wombie. Do the Zombie Wombie. Right, so that's that. Yeah, I'm going to have to deal with that guy, because he's going to annoy the heck out of me. Just having to take a quick break there to kill some zombies. Let's just have the sound of burning as we finish our research here. So we want to get some Volatus and Multus going. So we'll get 2 Multus preemptively, but I can't because I ran out of ink. So hit in here. Man, those zombies are not dying, and one of them is still alive. Okay, these guys are on my nerves already. So, bye. Enjoy the afterlife, sir. Alright, so, really? Alright, so let's get another bit of Multus, and then it's Ire and Multus to get Volatus, as I recall. Yesery doodly doodlies. And there we go. So that was probably another optimal one, actually. Fairly close to. Anyway, I thought it was going to be kind of tricksy, but we got it in the end. Okay, what has this got to say for us? Basic or... Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to deal with this dude as well. I do not like the sounds of mobs in this game. I need to make a way for them to not be around here. That'd be really nice. I need to like put a bunch of lights down and wall the area off. To have like a walled off Hobbiton. Alright, so basic aura manipulation. That's brought us into this little neck of the tree, giving us stabilizers, a totem of attraction, and the stabilizing totem pole. Alright, but anyway, let's read about this guy. Let the magic flow, no frozen references today. You've made a few interesting discoveries regarding the aura, and it's high time you start putting that knowledge to use, I know, right? You've created a totem that pushes Vis away from itself. The Totem of Dispersal. As the name suggests, it takes Vis near the totem and spreads it over a wider area. Messing with the aura is not without risk, however, and the totem has a small chance of converting the Vis into flux instead of moving it. The totem requires that crystal shards be placed in its inventory to act as fuel and to determine what type of Vis is affected. Ah, the Aura Totem of Dispersal. This sounds really awesome. Aurum Essentia, though. Oh my gosh, Aurum Essentia is not easy stuff to come by. It can come out of Cinderpill and Shimmer Leaves, I think, but the renewable way to get it is with some of these wispy essences that I've gotten out of the nether. But you only get 1 per wispy essence, so... Now, how much have I got there? Probably about 10-ish, maybe a little bit more than that. And this guy wants 25, so... And that only gets you 1 of them. So they're pretty dang expensive, actually. The rest of these are pretty easy to come by. I've got tons of those Essentias by now. The instability is moderate, which we're not too concerned about. Oh, it actually does use a wispy essence, so it looks like you can use any kind of wispy essence there, alright. Balance Shut and Solissimo Dulce, not too bad, but still kind of tricksy for us to get right now without a Formatorium or similar. And it is an unbalanced infusion as well. You guys were telling me that perhaps we should have balanced the pedestals instead of just kind of having it off. That would have been a good idea. Now there's a little bit more here. Each totem has an inner and outer area in which it operates. By default, the inner area consists of the chunk in which it's located, while the outer area consists of the 8 chunks surrounding the inner area. Oh, that's interesting. The dispersal totem moves these from its inner area towards the outer area. Okay. You also know how to craft 2 different totem poles. These poles must be placed below a totem, and each totem can have up to 5 poles located below it. These poles modify the inner and outer areas that the totem affects. So this is a totem pole inner. I'm not quite sure. That didn't explain that very well. Like, how does this totem pole inner work? Does it draw these towards it, or push even more out? Probably something like that. It does require silverwood. I didn't actually mention that. It does take silverwood. I actually did discover a magical forest, so silverwood's not going to be an issue anymore, but I haven't got any silverwood trees from it yet. That's going to be great wood as well as earth shards. Kind of reminds me of the recipe for the arcane levitator. Oh, hello. It's a giant green eye. For example, a dispersal totem with 1 inner and 2 outer poles will draw these from the green chunks below and push it out towards the blue chunks. Okay, so you can have 1 totem pole working on a massive area for those people that like to have the really large base. So that's exactly what I was looking for in this previous paragraph. I was like, wait, what? How does that work exactly? There it is! Okay, and then the totem pole outer. So that changes the area that it affects, and it works in a bigger ring. So the more of these you have, the larger the area that's affected. Although, if you think about it, taking all of the Vs out of here and moving it out, it's going to be so spread out that having such a large area doesn't really seem worth it, unless you have like a really giant air node there that you want to destroy or something. Something along those lines. So that takes an air shard, and the other one was an earth shard, righto. As well as a huge amount of Vs. Huge amount there, almost half. Like, that's like half of the Vs that we can hold in our wand for those. Alright, well that's the totem poles out of the way. I think I'll go ahead and learn about these 2 things, and then we'll call it an episode. What do you reckon, guys? Let's get the totem pole of attraction first, drawing it in for 3 XP levels. If I had to guess, that sounds like the opposite of this guy. What was this fun called? Dispersal and attraction. Alright. The totem of attraction works in much the same way as the totem of dispersal, except that it draws Vs from the outer area and moves it towards the inner area. Now that sounds quite a bit more useful, actually, because, you're concentrating all the Vs from all those areas into, wherever you're working, so that's kind of cool. That also takes a bit of Alrum and Wispy Essence, as well as a carrot on a stick, because reasons, bait, or something along those lines. Alright, Desiderium as well, still fairly easy for us to get, chests and blah blah blah. Let's go ahead and get this guy, the totem pole, for another 3 XP levels. Smoothing the flow. This totem pole has a stabilizing effect on the totem it supports. It reduces the chance that flux is created during aura manipulation by how much, is the question. Probably if you have more of them, it's going to be like the whole diminishing returns thing, like with the smeltery. That just raises the question in me, though, because it talks about here with this whole totem thing. It talks about, yeah, here we go, these poles must be placed below, and each totem can have up to 5 poles located below it. So that's a pole, that's a pole. Is this also a pole? Yes. So you can't have like 1 of these and then 2 of the inners and 3 outers or something. It has to be 5. Okay, so you've kind of there's a little bit of a balancing game there with specifically what you want your totem to do. I see. This is kind of interesting. I think we're going to have to go ahead and mess around with some of this stuff in the next episode. If I can gather up enough Alrum, I'm going to have to go in the nether and kill a bunch of those little wispy essence dudes to pick up enough to mess around with these guys in the next episode. Yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed our little research spree there, even though 3 of them were the exact same. Exact same research note. That was kind of interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next one.